There's a trans guy called Marcus and he does not like me. He loves using me in thumbnails. Basically Blair White, if Blair White was a trans man, not a trans woman, but with less subscribers, he ups the saturation so that the people in his thumbnails just look a little bit weird. Like, he'll take a normal photo and just up the saturation so it just makes me look really, really ugly. And it's like, I look at that, I'm like, that's not what I look like. Also, like, really conservative, and his videos have just gone more and more down the right-wing route. He's absolutely incapable of using any current video of me, though, so everything is really old, but all the content is current, because clearly me right now, I can't push this strange narrative that he's got going on. He's misgendered literally every trans person I know. I'm guessing that those trans people don't exist to him apart from himself. Like, he's the one true trans person. No one else, everyone else is faking it. We're just faking it, guys. Also, fact checking myself, I actually got his subscribers wrong. He does not have 300k, he has 152k, which is still way too many than he should have. He should not have an account.
You guys, I heard the dirtiest fucking joke. Okay, oh, I'm sorry. Somebody cover their ears. Innocent ears. You are literally so cute. Oh my god. You're like, I don't know, you're like a human puppy or something. Like, you're just the cutest. Like, I just love having you around. You're like so fun. Oh my goodness. Oh, come over here. Oh my goodness, it's my little friend, you guys. No, we're the same age. Just look at the little thing that they do with their hands, with the little, like, with their arms. I don't know, it's so weird. You're just like, you do your own thing all the time, and it's just so, you're just always so unique, you know? You're always doing your own little, like, quirky thing. Nothing. You're not doing, no, you're not, you won't even get it. It's fine. It's cute. Oh no, we didn't invite you to play Cards Against Humanity because, like, we didn't think you like, get it, you know? No, like, we love you. We just, like, I don't know, I don't want to, like, corrupt you or whatever. You feel so pure. Oh my god, where'd you go? Have you not been part of the group? We've been walking around for ages. When did we lose you? Oh man, I didn't even notice that you were gone. You're so quiet.
Fascists want to kill public art. Canadian music grants are under threat again. The Liberals promise more than made cutbacks. Musicians are struggling from cost of living, streaming royalty cuts, and they're panned. But the deeper problem's deciding what values society should have. In Canada, there's cuts and threats to arts funding. All across the Western world, neoliberal austerity. From free market logic to attacks on our rights and our freedoms. The value of art isn't cash, it's free and fair society. But to be clear, public arts grants do actually make a ton of fucking money. But it'd be a mistake to reduce our arts to economics only. It's putting our money where our mouth is, ensuring the values we claim. Not just saying free expression, but seeing our differences as strengths. Wherever you live, to defend your fundamental rights. Make sure everybody knows art and education's worth the price. Cause knowledge, wisdom, culture, and human rights ain't just nice. It's a battlefield in the war against fascism.
Damn. I'm Ananiah, this is Gaydar. Today we're finding out if you're gay, straight, or homophobe. What's your name and what are your pronouns?
My name's Evan, my pronouns are he, they.
I have a vibe already, but we'll see. What is a dental dam?
It's kind of a femme condom.
You're a diva.
I failed health class once, but I did it the second time.
I'm actually so cis that I don't even get STDs. What is top surgery?
Elective surgery or non-elective surgery to remove breast tissue.
So you hang out with a lot of queer people is what you're saying?
No, I've never hung out. We kiki.
Let's have a kiki.
I want to have a kiki.
Lock the door.
Let's have a kiki.
What is a brat summer?
It's kind of about being carefree, putting stuff up your nose. I can't do that because I also got elective surgery.
What was your elective surgery?
I got a rhinoplasty and a septoplasty.
Just like, you know, gender affirmation surgeries. They're very important. And my name is Ananiah. I'm running for your 2024 presidential elect. What year was gay marriage legalized?
2015.
Who was the president?
It was Obama.
He probably knows what brat summer is.
Every president gets a presidential library, and his is a little gay, it seems. It's like asymmetrical, which is a really gay thing in my book.
What's asymmetrical about you?
My nose still.
Name a gay icon that was born before 2000.
Kamala Harris. I know she's not gay, but...
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? Okay, so your friend just came out as non-binary. What are 3 words that you can use to hype them up?
They amazing, they awesome, they fantastic.
I'm gonna need you to apologize. What is the Trans Bill of Rights?
We're looking at bathrooms right now.
Who's we?
We couldn't cover that all in one TikTok video.
Well, the quick answer is a bill that would protect trans people and students from discrimination. You know what? I'm gonna throw out gay. You put the Q in LGBTQ.
I'm bi. I like straight and gay guys.
This is a little bit different from my usual rants, but honestly, you know how we're starting to have the conversation about how anti-vaping ads are not as effective as anti-smoking ads were? Because a lot of times the anti-vaping ads are like cartoons and they're cutesy and people find them funny. I feel like we need to start having that same conversation, but about discouraging eating disorders, because a lot of y'all who talk about them, especially recovering from them, you'll try to like dissuade people by mentioning the harmful parts of it, and you're not even fucking touching the surface. I'm really sick of hearing the whole, oh, don't starve yourself, your body will go into starvation mode and then you'll gain a bunch of weight back and you'll retain even more. Oh my god, who fucking cares? Y'all wanna hear some real shit? Some actual real shit about eating disorders? They tell you 1 in 5 when you go to the hospital. That's what they fucking tell you. I was 13. She came in and people collapsed to the ground and started screaming because she was terrifying. She looked like a Holocaust victim. I had only ever seen people who looked like her in history textbooks. I'll never forget it. She had to use a walker to get around. I couldn't tell if she was 20 or 60. I watched her eat half an orange the day she got there. And I was one of the only people to go up and try to talk to her. I asked her name, and whatever she said to me, I couldn't understand because her brain had eaten itself to the point of, I'm not even sure that there was anything left. That night, she died. I don't give a fuck about the hair that's gonna grow on your body. You're gonna watch people die. She died the night she got there. She never got a chance to even try recovering. You wanna talk about real shit with eating disorders? They tell you 1 in 5. And you gotta look around the room at the friends that you've made and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and God forbid it's not you. Because then you have to live with it. Like, no offense, but y'all's like, cheesecake tastes better than skinny feels is not cutting it. I was 13. If you want to come on the internet and talk about your recovery from an eating disorder, let's be honest.
This magical lanyard that lets me skip all the lines.
Okay, for the people who still don't understand it, this is not some magical golden ticket that gets you past lines and gets you special treatment. It is a tool. It's an accommodation and a tool. For people with hidden disabilities who need accommodations. I'll give this woman the benefit of the doubt that she's from America. She genuinely doesn't know what it is, even though this is a worldwide thing. She didn't know what it was. She should have fucking asked. She should have said to the person who gave it to her, oh, what is this? What is it for? Why are you giving it to me? And if she doesn't need it, then she should have refused it. Just the way she describes it as this fucking magical thing that gets you through lines or gets you past lines. It's really annoying. These people like her that make us afraid to wear these things, these tools in public, because we're afraid that people will look at us and think, oh, they're just using it as a way to get around, you know, lines and stuff.
Last month, June 24th, marked the 2-year anniversary of Roe v. Wade being overturned. And I just want to highlight how the Dobbs decision has impacted healthcare and the lives of American citizens. Since the ruling, 21 states have banned abortion, stripping access from tens of millions of people. Residents of these states are forced to either remain pregnant or to travel states away if they even have the resources to. Physicians and healthcare providers are being faced with the threat of legal consequences, placing barriers between them and treating patients. A woman named Brittany Watts was subjected to a criminal investigation after miscarrying a non-viable pregnancy. States with total abortion bans like Texas have denied women abortions even in cases of medical necessity. Maternal mortality rates continue to rise disproportionately for Black women. Attacks on sexual education have soared since Dobbs. There has been a record-breaking 135 bills introduced to restrict it. And I know that this may seem redundant because I spend a lot of time talking about post-Roe society, but I can't overstate how much we've lost in the last 2 years and all that we stand to lose going forward.
I grew up in Ohio, so I just feel compelled to remind you all that JD Vance is a poser. Okay, that man is not from Appalachia, he is from Middletown. This man built his political career claiming that as someone with proximity to Appalachia, he understands that poor Appalachians and poor white people just don't want to work because they're lazy. But once again, JD Vance is not from Appalachia, okay? This in green, that is Appalachian, Ohio. This is where JD Vance is from. He's from Middletown. I too grew up in this area, southwestern Ohio, and it is not Appalachia. Is Middletown a place that is like kind of poor adjacent, rural adjacent, and has a massive drug problem? Yes, but so is all of Ohio. But it is definitely not Appalachia. If JD Vance actually cared about poor rural Appalachians, he would do what real Appalachian Joe Burrow did, and find ways to support the people that live and work there rather than using them as props in his own political career.
Political violence is never funny, and it should be condemned no matter who it's against. Which is why it was so terrible back in 2022 when a Trump supporter broke into Nancy Pelosi's home and nearly ended her husband's life in that horrible attack, and then he went on to say,
"And we'll stand up to crazy Nancy Pelosi who ruined San Francisco." How's her husband doing, by the way? Anybody know? And she's against building a wall at our border, even though she has a wall around her house, which obviously didn't do a very good job.
I used to think people voting in anything besides the presidential election was for old people. Like, I didn't understand why my mom was so excited about these random people running for office. But the only thing I'll give this woman, she had the right idea. I feel like me and the people who watch me as we get older, we need to start realizing, like, maybe our options for the presidential elect wouldn't be so fucked up if we started building up our local representatives more than what we ever have. I think it's about looking at people who you think could be in office. Then it's about pouring into those local representatives, and I think it's about community, and I think it's about sisterhood. Damn, like, I know the media circuit doesn't go crazy for midterms and smaller elections, but I don't know if that excuses us anymore. I think you should go vote.
That Supreme Court decision from a month ago, the Chevron one, is already hurting trans rights. Here's how. Before that decision, the way that the law worked is that when we said you can't do sex-based discrimination, that included trans people. And that's because the Department of Health and Human Services said it did. And we have this rule called the Chevron Doctrine, which said that when a federal agency like the Department of Health and Human Services tells you what the law means, you listen. Like, that's just how the government works. This is what was overturned, and that means that federal agencies can say, hey, this is what the law means, and states can go, la la la, don't care. And that's exactly what they're doing. In Florida and Texas, for example, judges just decided that you no longer have to include gender-affirming care and health insurance plans because they're interpreting the law their own way now. They're like, screw that agency. The MAGA judges in your state should actually be the ones to control whether you get gender-affirming care or not. In related news, Biden has proposed term limits for Supreme Court justices, and Harris is backing it. This is a constitutional amendment they're proposing, so like not like near future, but it's worth keeping your eye on the fact that there's this energy around rethinking the structure of the Supreme Court after they just keep overturning important rules.
Just show y'all what I've been hyper-fixating on for the past couple of days. Stumbled upon stuff like this and stuff like this.
Hi, I'm Sada. I talk about art, and I think people love these paintings so much because they're not the racist caricature depictions of black people that we're used to. But I'm here to tell you these are racist caricatures. Orientalism was an art movement that reached its height in Europe in the 19th century. Though these paintings may look beautiful, they acted as propaganda in support of European imperialism. They weren't there to depict the East as much as they were there to project their own colonial fantasies of the exotic. Portrait of an Indian man, but he's wearing an Ottoman outfit. You know, sexualized the women, they depicted the men as savage barbaric terrorists, and they depicted the area as backwards and uncivilized. And of course that included the depictions of black men. A familiar stereotype is the savage, muscular black man. Painting the black man is somewhat the focal point, but while everyone else seems to be struggling on horses with weapons, the black man is naked, very muscular, on a horse, and apparently holding lion cubs with his bare hands and brute strength. The artist isn't actually there to depict the role of the black man as much as he's there to depict his primitive strength fetish, a stereotype still common in adult content, movies and TV shows, or among sports fans. This is another portrait which at first is very beautiful, but it's a depiction of a Bashibazok. These were unpaid irregular soldiers of the Ottoman army that were known for their cruelty. They had a reputation for being undisciplined, brutal, and preying on civilians. They were kind of known for being looters, so the artist implies that the nice clothes that he's wearing were things that he stole. A lot of the time, black figures were depicted in positions of servitude where it was a depiction of black labor, and a pretty common theme was guards. Stereotype of the brute strength, the nice clothes he's wearing aren't a depiction of him as much as the person he's guarding, mystery of like what's he protecting. Another guard, it just goes on. Now, I'm not here to tell you that these paintings are all bad and you should never look at them or never enjoy them, but instead a reminder that these paintings will always be colonial projections. They will always be fantasies of the white man. They will always be there to emphasize the otherness of the East. So just recognize them as propaganda, never historical content.
Let's talk about masturbation, because I'm always going to give you the information that abstinence-based sexual education did not. Most of us have personal insight into the fact that masturbation is a great option whether you're single or partnered as an expression of self-love, but it also has health benefits, y'all. That's right, diddling yourself might help you live longer. Masturbation can reduce stress, it's a natural sleep aid, and it can help with menstrual cramps. It can also help you get to know your body and what you do and do not enjoy, something that's extremely important if you're going to be sleeping with other people. And the reason I'm making this video, even though my relatives follow me on here, is because it ain't no shame. Ain't no shame, ain't no embarrassment. We talk about all things sexual health on this channel, and that includes sex with self. Because if you can't love yourself, say it with me now. How you gonna love somebody else?
Won't you sit right down and stay a while? We like the same things and I like your style.
Hello, fellow white-skinned American people. I went to Harvard, but I hated it. You know, it's so good to be here with you disgusting hill people, who I love. I'm just like you. When I chew food in my mouth, it turns to paste, so I can digest it a little easier. And nothing really helps soften that paste like Diet Mountain Dew. Folks, a dolphin isn't supposed to do marriage relations with a human lady. But it does happen. I've seen it. That's why when I see this stuff about me having sex with a couch, I think, folks, what are you gonna do with a couch? It's not even wet and squishy. And it's a little bit harder to do stuff with a dry couch, right? Biden, he probably does stuff with a dry couch. Kamala Harris, on the other hand, she is... Love you guys. You know, I am married to a wife, but she is a woman, and we can't trust them. I only trust Donald Trump. Oh, hello. It's a good-looking lady like you doing outside the home.